evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we've got some doll news to talk about, all Monster High related once again. We've got some prototype photos of 2 of the upcoming Creeproductions, as well as more photos of Emily. By the way, I totally didn't have to remake this video because I called her Sally like the entire time. But yeah, we're talking about Emily, the corpse bride. You can probably see why I mixed those names up, right? But yeah, we're going to be talking about that as well as the Creeproduction prototypes. So keep in mind that these may not actually be prototypes of the Creeproductions. I just believe that they are, and so do a lot of people because they look like it. They don't look like the actual hand-painted prototypes or the final products that we've seen for the original releases of these 2 dolls. Also, it's a Toral lie, so yeah, we'll get into it when we get to it. For now, let's just begin. So when we last talked about the Corpse Bride Skullector, this was all we had, just this one photo. And now the guy who managed to get his hands on her, I don't know where this guy got her from, dude, but has posted more photos. We've got this one, got a bit of a close-up of her face. We got these photos from the sides of her box. We've got the back. And also this photo, I don't know where this came from. I'm assuming the back of the box. But we didn't get to see the description of the back of the box. We just have this close-up. I saw Cleo's Nile post this one. We've also got close-ups of her dress, and we'll be going through everything as we get to it. I just want to show you all the photos for now. But, yeah, let's just start yapping more, I guess. I think her face is really pretty. Like, it's definitely a very good screening, probably the most accurate that any of the Skullectors have gotten so far to how they're supposed to look. I know a lot of people would have liked her to actually have a hole in her cheek with the, like, teeth showing, but I'm okay with it being painted on. Just because if they did, like, actually take the effort to sculpt that in, her dress would have been even lower quality and you guys would have been even more mad. Speaking of her dress, I'm actually totally fine with the way it looks. If anything, I was never that impressed with how it looked in the movie to begin with. And I mean, it's a pretty simple wedding dress, all things considered. I think it looks good here. I'm happy with it. She's got like 3 layers of fabric going on. I like the spiderweb look. From this shot, you can see the spiderweb from behind. I've heard people explain this as like, in the movie, she apparently had spiders who would make stuff for her. I don't remember that because I watched the movie when I was a barely cognitive child, so I don't really remember what happened. I just remember that Emily was hot and I had a big crush on her. But yeah, I really like how she looks. I really don't have a problem with anything. Yeah, I don't have a problem with anything. I like her shoes. I like how they sculpted the rib cage into her body. I think that's really nice. Like, obviously Mattel could have taken the easy way out and just like put the rib cage on her dress, you know, or maybe done like some kind of corset over the dress, but I actually like them like leaving a hole in the dress to show her rib cage actually being in her body where it belongs. These photos of her are gorgeous, by the way. These are on the sides of the box, and they are like a prototype. These are a prototype version of the doll, where she has hand-painted makeup, hand-painted face, definitely like hand-styled hair and stuff. Like, her body looks like it's been blushed almost. I'd attribute that to the lighting, probably, though. It looks like there's very dramatic lighting on these photos. But yeah, that's why the makeup looks different here than it does here. This is the final product. This is the hand-painted prototype, where obviously it's much easier for an artist painting by hand to, like, blend out the eye makeup like that than it is for machines to replicate that. There's been a bit of controversy over the back of her box. A lot of people think that this is AI. I don't know what to think. I've seen a lot of AI art, and it always looks terrible. The composition of this isn't the best, but honestly, comparing this to the artist who usually does the backdrops, like the artworks like this for the boxes, this is pretty on par with the rest of his work. So I don't think it's AI generated. I don't think there's any confirmation that it's AI generated, but Mattel has used AI before, but never for Monster High. As far as I know, they've only used it for Barbie. I don't know if they would do this on such a popular Skullector, like such a popular anticipated character for this line. Again, I'm not sure. I just want to bring this up so you guys can share your thoughts on it in the comments below. But yeah, some people do think that this is AI. Again, I don't think it is. This is kind of just how that guy's art looks, but I'm not sure. But yeah, overall, I think this doll's gorgeous. A lot of people hate her. Like, I'm very surprised how many people think she looks cheap and don't like her, but in the same breath say that they're still going to buy her. Which one is it? I don't know. Maybe it sounds like I'm just, like, meat riding this doll or something. Maybe I'm glazing her a little too much, but I think she's pretty. Skullector has never been like a high quality line. It's always been overpriced dolls based on horror properties, and I like it. I think it's fun. I can afford the dolls, so I buy them. Except for the twins. I don't have them. I just could never get my hands on them. But I don't know. People say like, oh, I wish she was good quality like Pennywise. You mean the doll with poly hair? I mean the doll whose clothing is made entirely out of tulle? That doll is pretty, but when you get her out of the box, she is not worth it, man. I can say this. I have her out of the box. I think this Emily is better made than Pennywise. For a second, I thought I started calling her Sally again. I got so scared. But yeah, basically, I like this doll. I'm excited for her. It's fine if you have complaints. Like, I complain about Skullectors all the time. I will never let Mattel live down Chucky and Tiffany in the Hocus Pocus pack. But I think this Emily is just really good. I think they did a good job with her, and I'm very excited for her release, which is supposedly going to be in the fall, which makes it all the more confusing how this guy managed to get her. Where the fuck did he find this? And now for the prototype photos of the Creeproductions. Okay, so this seems to be a prototype of Toralei, and this one seems to be a prototype of Operetta. The reason it's currently being assumed that these are Creeproductions prototypes of the Creeproductions, is because of the way their faces look. So when you look at the Toralei, she definitely looks very different to, say, this prototype, where, yeah, her hair is completely different. It's a completely different hairstyle. This prototype photo of Toralei, dude, has kept me up at night for, like, when I was a kid, when I was trying to get this doll, because I'd be staring at her. And then when I actually got the doll, I was like, why does she look so different from that stock photo? Because this is a prototype. Young Lizzie. That's why she looked so different. But trust me when I say I've analyzed this photo time and time again. The placement of the hair stripes is completely different. They look like, it kind of just looks like somebody like put some dust in her hair here, whereas compared to here, it does look like she had the stripes, but they were brushed out. The faces look different, her lips are darker, they're a lighter color here. Though it is fair to note that the way the face looks is pretty similar. Pretty similar look to the faces, but I think the eyebrows are placed differently. I'm not sure. The scarf looks pretty similar, but it's definitely placed differently in this photo. Also, Toralei's bag is completely unpainted and her tail is nowhere to be seen. So, that's interesting. You know, I really hope this isn't actually a prototype of Toralei, like the original Toralei and not the Creeproduction, because then this video is going to age very poorly. I swear these two look different to me. They do not look the same. They're pretty similar, but not exactly the same. And then with Operetta, this is the original stock photo. This is the Creeproduction prototype that we believe her to be. Compared to Creeproduction Operetta, I would say this doll's face matches her fairly closely. More than this one, at least. This one's eyes look completely different. But honestly, man, I'm really starting to doubt that these are actually stock photos of the Creeproductions. I mean, not stock photos, prototypes of them. I keep misspeaking in this video, constantly. I mean, at least I refilmed the parts where I kept calling Emily Sally. But anyway, I stand by these two not being the same doll because of how different the hair looks. Like, this doll and this doll just do not have the same hair. I don't think that they do. So that's my main reason for not thinking that this is, like, just the same prototype. I don't know. But their faces look so similar, man. Granted, they do change the faces when it comes to the Creeproductions, so maybe they were aiming for Toralei to look more similar to this prototype. The cheek stripes are different. Her cheek stripes are placed differently. They're more off to the sides here, and here they are where they're supposed to be, underneath her eyes. Again, with Operetta, man, I don't know. I don't care about Operetta enough to be able to tell these two apart. So, yeah, I don't know, Operetta fans, let me know how these two images differ from each other, because I don't give a shit about Operetta, man, I'm sorry. I guess I mostly made this video to talk about Emily. I'm really excited for her to release. Like, despite being one of the people who was getting sick of everybody constantly begging for a Corpse Bride Skullector, like, I'm still hyped for her to be coming out. Like, she turned out really pretty, so I'm pretty excited for her to hit the Mattel Creations. Yeah, she's going to be on Mattel Creations. I've seen people say, oh, is she going to be available on Amazon? No. These are never available on Amazon. Maybe something changed. So far, we don't know of any changes to the way that the horror movie-themed Skullectors are going to be sold. So she's most likely still gonna be a Creations exclusive and be about $65. As for the Creeproductions, these are going to be releasing in April, and Toralei will sell out immediately because I'm going to buy her entire stock. I'm not sorry. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, let me know what you guys think of the Creeproduction in the comments below. And also, Emily. The comments on my first video about Emily were so negative. Like, people did not like her. So again, better not see her selling out in 5 minutes. I'm kidding, I don't care what you guys do. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you in my next one. Bye!